I just want to run you through what an impact flooring can make in your restaurant, cafe, or bar, and making a simple change to that can have a real impact on the space and how people feel in it and how they use it. And it doesn't have to be a super expensive thing to do. You don't have to use marbles and tiles and all of this super fancy work that you might see in a high-end restaurant. You can achieve a lot of this with some pretty simple solutions, which I'm going to show you in these images. Even just from this one little image that we see here, like you can see that blue paint contrast that they've done that creates a zone in that space for the seating that is going down the side of this cafe. And it just creates some visual interest, defines the zones. It creates a path for where the walking and the ordering areas are. And it's just a really effective way of creating some visual interest, because sometimes you might find that you've got this big open space and it feels a bit sparse. Like if you look at this image, if I pull it up over here, you can see just this one blank, solid type of flooring, often with, concrete, or here it's kind of concrete look tiles, that things don't look that set in. You can end up kind of feeling like a bit of a dining hall or a large convention center. And by changing the floor colors through tiles or vinyls or paints, you can just break up the space, not just what you would do with furniture or lighting or stuff on the walls, but on the floors as well. And it's another part of your restaurant, cafe, or bar that people sometimes don't think about designing. But again, I don't like over-designing, and I don't like adding too much cost to things, but this is a really effective way to make your space feel better. So you can do it like with paints, and right, this is creating a high-impact thing, experience, and that may be paint or it may be vinyl, I'm not exactly sure. But it breaks up the spaces, it makes them more interesting. You can have your plain concrete over there, you could have some bright blue or whatever your brand color is that could come into the space. And it doesn't have to be on scale, it can be a small area, it can be a stripe that defines something. So there's floor plates that do this, or you just have to think also about slip ratings. So wherever you are in the world, there's different slip ratings for your area. So just make sure you talk to suppliers or contractors before they put it in, so if the space gets wet, it doesn't become slippery. But as you can see here, you can use paint, which is 75% less, but tile is effective. You can just use a small amount, a little corner there, and you've created this great little zone. I don't particularly feel like that looks overly comfortable in that area, but if that has some cushioning on there, it would be a really nice area to sit in and be defined, a little cozy kind of nook. That's just me. I just want to show you that I'm not making stuff up. I've designed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. I've been on stages and magazines and whatever, podcasts, whatever. I've owned 4 of them as well. I don't just design these, I've owned them, I've operated them. I've worked in restaurants, cafes, and bars from the age of 15 until I got out of it at about 30 odd and started designing them. Painted lines on the floor can be a great way to move people kind of through the space. Like, sometimes if you do have a fast casual kind of to-go place, you'll have a little barrier to define where the line is. You can also guide people around with a painted line on the floor, and it doesn't have to be cheesy or weird. It can be a part of your design. It just leads people into the space, just subconsciously giving them cues about how they're meant to use it, and people appreciate it. It takes the decision-making process off their shoulders. You don't need expensive. This is one example of vinyls. There are all sorts of vinyls out there, whether it's timber look vinyls that look incredible. There's some great products out there that look like real timber. And if you can move past the kind of like the ego mindset that, I need to have solid real timber, you often don't. And you can use these vinyls. There's big, bold patterns, super bold colors. And again, you can set it next to something that's a bit more subtle and muted, so it's not overwhelming. If you want to go for like full bold color, you can do that as well. But it's one way to balance those two options. As you can see there, you can wrap it around ceiling, wall, floor, creates a real visual contrast, and you can use it to define your ordering zones. And that's basically it. I've got so much of this sort of information. I've set up, one of your standard online courses, but with the support from me to help operators open restaurants, cafes, and bars for way less money. I had a guy recently open up a burger shop for 150 grand from an empty shop, which is nuts because they're costing 4, 5, 600,000 now, no matter where you are in the world. Maybe some countries where build costs and labor costs are lower, but in America, Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, things just go up and up and up throughout Europe. So I put all of this information together into a great set of training videos to show you how to do things, how to use simple software to design your own spaces. And I've had dozens and dozens of operators go through there. As you can see, a couple of the testimonials up here, but I'd really love you to check it out. I'll put a link below. Have a look. There's a video there that explains everything. You can talk to me, book a call with me, send me messages, whatever. You can send me messages through Instagram, through emails, whatever works. But hopefully this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.